Hello punters and welcome back to another episode of Multiverses. A winning episode last week for James Coughlin and myself, Ryan Cook. We finally got an NFL multi up. James, Vikings to win, Cowboys to win, Commanders to cover, Ravens to win. $12.18 if you don't mind.
Yeah, never in doubt, especially that Ravens game.
Exactly. Look, you're all in on NFL this week. What do you got for us?
Well, a much needed break from the Premier League. Not a great week last week, so let's go all in on the NFL. I'm going to start with the Colts to beat the Titans. I don't get how this market is that close. The Colts, whether it's Richardson or Flacco, they're just much better than the Titans. I've got the Packers, your Packers, to beat the Arizona Cardinals. It might not be pretty, but I think they'll get the job done. Over 52.5 points for the Ravens-Commanders game. Should be plenty of offense in that one. And finally, I've got the Detroit Lions to beat the Dallas Cowboys. I just think Detroit's a better team. Dallas, still a little bit uneven performance-wise. Overall, that's getting us just over $8.
That's strong. We'll take another win, mate.
I'll take any win.
We will. I'm back on college football. We're coming off a huge weekend of upsets last week. I've got the Sooners to cover against Texas in the Red River rivalry. Sooners are 7-3 in the last 10 Red River games. I like Washington to beat Iowa. We haven't seen Iowa defend the run particularly well. I think the Huskies can run it down their throats. For the same reason, I'm backing Ohio State to cover against Oregon, -3.5 in a really, really big game. And then Alabama coming off that upset last week to Vanderbilt. I like South Carolina to cover +21.5.
That is a big line.
Yeah, well, we've seen the Gamecocks play teams like LSU close, and they beat Kentucky earlier in the year. So we're getting $14.35 for those 4 legs.
That's nice. A nice college boost there.
We need it, mate. Let's go back to the NFL. We're all in again on the joint multi. You've got the first 2 legs.
All right, well, I'm going to start. It's the later window for these games. I'm going to start with the Atlanta Falcons -6 against the Carolina Panthers. I think I've said this about 4 or 5 times now, but the Panthers suck. The Dalton resurgence is done. And secondly, I'm going for an upset. The Denver Broncos over the San Diego Chargers of Los Angeles. I just don't get how the Broncos are outsiders here. The Chargers, they just are beaten up.
That leg makes me a little bit nervous, not going to lie. But for me, I'm going the Cardinals to cover against my Packers. I'm really worried about the Packers defense, and I think Kyler Murray might just cause some havoc on the ground against us. And then I've got the Commanders to cover against the Ravens. Ravens might be coming off a bit of an emotional letdown after that overtime win against the Bengals. So I like the Commanders to cover there. To recap, Falcons to cover, Broncos to win, Cardinals to cover, Commanders to cover, $15.52.
All right, let's see if we can build on what we got last week. Let's go.
Fingers crossed, James.